Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. What I want to talk about today is stop comparing yourself to other people. Hope you enjoy the video.
These people that you're comparing yourself to, you don't really know. You see their shiny outside, but you don't see the reality of their life. You know, maybe you're in California, see someone speeding down the road in a convertible Porsche, and you think, oh man, what a lucky bastard. And the truth of the matter is that he's thinking about wrapping his expensive sports car around the next cement pillar that he comes close to. People have hard lives, and the ideal that you're observing that makes you jealous and resentful is in large part an illusion that's created by your own mind.
Alright guys, so whew, thank you guys so much again for tuning in on the videos. Today, like I mentioned, I want to talk about not comparing yourself to other people. And I feel like that's more self-explanatory than need be, but the topic that I wanted to bring up because I've had a couple of people who would tell me that their parents would always compare them to others, like family members, cousins. Like, oh, hey, did you see your cousin? They're married now and they have kids and got a big, beautiful house. And what have you been doing? So, I'm not saying it's a bad thing that your parents did that. They just didn't know any better. But I didn't personally grow up with it, but I felt it and I know how it is. It's one of the biggest things that I had to look at when I was becoming a father because comparing yourself, telling your kids, hey, why aren't you more like your sister? Hey, why aren't you more like your brother? Sounds so bad. And I did it by accident one time, thinking that I was doing the right thing, and it was definitely not the right thing to say. Learning from it shows that there's a lot of kids or young adults who are still going through that um, phase in their life where they go to their parents' house to visit, and one thing that they hear is consistent, like, "What are you doing now? Who are you with now? What's the next step?" And I feel like it puts a lot of pressure on ourselves, and it shouldn't. It should be a more healthier vibe, more how are things going? Oh, that's amazing! I'm so proud of you. You got so far, and it's like a give and take, but honestly, I feel like it was a lot of, from what I've heard and what I've seen, I feel like it's a lot of people who saw that growing up and they feel like they need to put it in their life 24/7, like they can't stop because they need to get to where they're at. And then when they do get there, they finally get the praise that they didn't get when they were younger. And it's sad. It's really sad. It makes me feel really bad for the people who are struggling because they compare themselves to their family, to their neighbors, to whoever is doing cheesing at the time. And it's so sad. But for me, my solution was just not talking to anybody. Or a big thing that I would tell people is that if they didn't tell me themselves, then I don't need to know because I don't want to think bad of anyone. I always think great of everyone, and no matter who it is. And yes, there's a lot of situations where there's things where you just can't forgive, but following God allows you to understand that how forgiveness works and learning from that. But before I get off topic, that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about today. It's stop comparing yourself to other people and live your life the way that you're going to be living it. Because if you try to compare yourself to someone else and you're too worried about what they're doing and how they got there, then you're never going to truly be happy. If it was meant to be your life, then it would be. All right, guys. So continuing where I had left off, I know that at the end of the day, whether you take it in or you don't, it sucks. It sucks when you get that feeling like you're not where you're supposed to be, and you see everyone around you is doing way better. And that, believe me, I've seen that so many times, and I feel like, are they really doing better? They got kids, they got a house, they got cars, they got all this, and then it takes me back a little bit. Like I should be happy where I'm at right now because I've accomplished what I've been able to accomplish by myself. I didn't ask for anyone to pay my bills. I didn't ask for anyone to help me with this, help me with that. I did it by myself, and I keep doing it by myself. And I'm like, wow, it really makes you do a 180 when you see people like that, and you're like happy for them, even better because they are doing exactly what they want to do. And why not, right? That helps them feel good. They're exactly where they want to be and where they need to be, hopefully. And I'm gonna get there when I get there. I think some people don't even make it until they're like 40, 50. Sometimes by the time they retire, they finally decide to take a break and stop comparing themselves to each other and they actually enjoy their life. At a certain point, you just got to realize you got your own stuff to worry about. There's nothing that's going to help you by watching people, listening to people. Social media sucks, but it's how you interpret it at the end of the day. All right, guys. So this is going to be the last clip for today. Yes, sorry that I'm filming in my car. Uh, but yeah, anyways. So, like I mentioned before, if this is something that you grew up with, you gotta you gotta be able to get past it one day. You are exactly where you're supposed to be right now. If you were supposed to have someone else's life, then you would. If you keep judging yourself based on other people, you're never going to fully be happy. Because what happens when you do get to that point? What if that person that you have been trying to be like, or like I'm saying, comparing yourself to, turns out that internally that they're not happy? What if they're going through the worst depression that anyone can think about? We always have to be careful what we're watching, what we're seeing. And social media is a big advocate for that because it will put out the best that people are living. But when you look behind the books and you look behind the frames and behind the cracks, you see the real detail of what's going on. And that's what sucks because you see a lot of celebrities go through it. You see some of them don't even know what's going on in their own life, and then one day they just take their own life because they weren't happy, they weren't okay. So there's a big thing that you should do, and that's just worry about yourself. Don't compare yourself to others, and try not to be like others. Do what's going to make you happy, what you're okay with. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. If you guys did like the video, give me a like, subscribe, comment, share the video with someone you think that this is going to help. Again, give me a follow, and God bless you guys, and I will see you on the next one.